Obsession is something we use with cinema. Obsession. Or in anything creative, or any artist, anything artistic, anything related to art. Obsession. Uh, you have to be obsessed with it. And that's a great thing. That's the beauty of this profession, or whatever you want to call it. Obsession. For the good reasons. Obsession. Many people will ask you what you should write about. What do you have to do in cinema? I mean, we all can do something. You can write a script. You can write a performance. Maybe you can write a play, and then you can gather a team and you can make it happen. You know, and the process of an artist, the evolution of an artist, how you become an artist, your inclination towards art, or your artistic preferences, you shape it over time. You look at people, the human experience, you look at people, you look at things around you, you go to some place and you observe, and you get so many stories, human emotions, performances. There can be one person who is having those like experiences, or have gone through those experiences. Now that person can become an actor. That introspection of life, that introspection of a situation, conflicts, uh, understanding of the plot. What else do you have? Moments, great moments in a movie, great moments of performances. So that's why you need to involve yourself a bit more, you know. Obsession will help you because you will do things naturally in a wholesome way. I mean, acting, writing, directing, these things, you are not looking at all these things in a separate way. When you are focusing on acting, maybe you are doing particular things that can help shape an actor, that can help the actor give a better performance, or maybe a great performance. But you are shaped by those experiences and the human experience. And so many things, your curiosity, if I say so, your curiosity. Sometimes you are naive, sometimes you are understanding you are understanding things a bit more than others do. So yeah, I mean, you can do that. And it is not something like scarcity. I don't like that scarcity mentality. So whenever we are talking about artists heaven, we are not talking about that scarcity mentality. We are talking about things from a point of abundance, human nature and its complexities, the human experience, and you have so many things to write about. But provided you have gone through those experiences, provided you have read a book, you have gone through those experiences, it can be your observation, it can be your imagination, whatever be the thing. You have given it a thought, you have given it your due consideration, you have given it your um, you know introspection. That's how we live life. When you read a book, when you go through a performance, you see the narrative arc unfolding. Maybe you are looking at particular moments from that performance. Whatever you choose to do, you are looking at a painting, you are looking at any kind of art, fine arts, dramatic arts, whatever you want to do. You're looking at that, and you are experiencing so many things. If I talk about a painting, you have colors, you have textures, you have different kinds of brushstrokes, you have different ways of doing the painting. Stylistically, it can be something, it can be very naturalistic, it can be very realistic. The choice of colors, the way you are portraying something. It can be abstraction, it can be something just the way it is, it can be your heightened sense of imagination. It can be so many things. Similarly, cinema gives you a lot of opportunities. Obsession, when you're obsessed by it, any art. So I don't want to keep things in a separate way. Some people will tell you that, and they are too obsessed with that separation. So I won't go with that. Here we are talking about the wholesome aspect of it. So whenever you are consumed by art, whenever you are overwhelmed by art, sometimes, whenever you are mesmerized by art, whenever you are, enchanted by art, whenever you are, just be yourself and, let art do its thing. And sometimes you are the creator, sometimes you are the observer. But you are having an experience. And a creator can have more responsibility because you are creating something, you are having something more, you are sharing something more. Maybe audience can come to the artwork time to time and they can find something new each and every time, that can stand the test of time. So many people complain that why don't we see any movies like that anymore, or many movies like that anymore. You know, you have to create it. That's the thing. You have to create it. If it is not there, you have to create it, or somebody has to create it. But where will it come from? Your experience, the human experience. Maybe you have gone through something in your life, recent past, or maybe a long time back. Suddenly you feel like writing a story about it. It can be about one incident, it can be about a series of incidents, it can be about, a narrative arc which is evolving chronologically. Then you can have your linear, non-linear structure, and so many other things, structure, form, context, subtext, all these things we can talk about. When you just observe, when you are obsessed by it, you're observing that, you are imagining things, you're introspecting, you're looking at different aspects of it, and the storytelling, you are not losing that, you know, magic of storytelling. When you are using cinema as a medium, you are using cinematic storytelling. But you can choose any other thing, and you can continue to tell your story for that particular medium or in that particular way. But obsession, sometimes, you know, uh, don't listen to people who tell you that when you're obsessed, that's a bad thing. This is a profession, or any creative profession, if I say so. You know, you have to be obsessed. In cinema, you have so many things to be obsessed about. And when you are creating a movie, you will see that many people will be obsessed by it. So sometimes emerging filmmakers, young filmmakers will come out from the crowd and they will say that I watched that movie and that did quite a thing, and it was one of my inspirations. And I learned so much from that film, from that experience. And there are so many other films. So you can contribute in your own way. So when you look towards excuses, you will find a lot of excuses. When you look towards obstacles, you will find a lot of obstacles. But if you want to tell a great story, if you want to create great art, if you want to create something you are proud of, if you want to create something people are willing to be a part of, then just make it. Write it, make it, act in it if you can. Sometimes we are having it in the script, sometimes you're shooting and then in the editing table you are forming the movie. It can be a fiction, it can be a documentary, it can be maybe a new kind of filmmaking, maybe something new people haven't experienced before, but you are giving them a chance to experience that, for the first time. You can do that. But when you do that, when you actually do all those things, you need to understand cinema. You need to maybe understand the grammar of filmmaking, the vocabulary of filmmaking, the artistic aspects, the aesthetics, and the bigger aspects, not the superficial things, little things, petty things. We're not looking at those things. But when people will look at your movie, they will find something. Otherwise, people will have a lot to complain about. They will always have. And we don't talk about those people here anymore. So far, whatever we have discussed, you have seen there may have been a kind of friction, but that friction won't be there anymore. That I can promise you. That friction won't be there. Sometimes I cannot tell you what it takes to make a great movie. And sometimes I should not. But it's a journey you take. And that's a great journey, You can cherish it for your life, and you can figure out, I will be happy to really, right? So